The problem that no one wants to admit. Most people aren't failing because they're lazy. They're failing because they're undirected, they're overstimulated, and financially undisciplined. And the reason why is because nobody has ever taught them to think clearly under pressure. We live in a world that profits from confusion. You're told to spend now, worry later, escape discomfort instead of mastering it, and taking control of your body. Optimize the way you look and how people treat you instead of optimizing your abilities and using them to leverage your attachment to this world. And now you're probably asking yourself, like, who is this guy and why is he telling me to do anything and why should I even take any advice from him? Well, I would say that I am just like you. I work at 9 to 5. I'm a mailman. And it hurts. Like, I go to work every day. My legs hurt. And there's a bunch of stuff to complain about. But that's not why we're here. We're here to look at life positively and grow from our past mistakes and learn how to overcome things and how to get out of situations. And that's why I'm here. I feel like this generation has grown so fond of easy success and quick comfort that we have demonized the word job. We've made it this thing where, like, you can't even say this around me or I'm offended. And I just think it's kind of ridiculous. So, I value my opinion. I work at 9 to 5, and I feel like I'm going to be successful in life. And there's nothing wrong with the current circumstances that I have. I live with my parents, and I'm not complaining about that. That's why I'm here, though. I'm trying to explore other things, see my options, and live life for who I want to be. And this is that. So I'm dedicating myself to a year of just disciplined thinking and working hard in order to achieve my passions and things that I dreamed about when I was a kid. So here it is. This is my shot. I do know that things may not go my way, um, but I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. I'm here to experience things that I haven't yet and things that I need to. Um, so yeah, I hope any advice that I share here can bring you guys to a understanding of how I feel, and I hope I can help any of you struggling with any of the same things that I have going on. So thank you for listening. This is my first video, um, and yeah, let's see where it takes me. So everything from here on out is going to be like a voiceover while I play my favorite games. And I think that's how the channel is going to be directed. I think I'm going to play things that I just want to play, on my off days that I get. Oh yeah, I never said this, but I'm going to try to do one upload every week. It's all in one take. There's not any fancy editing. I'm going to play probably like Minecraft, Roblox. Yes, I'm 20. I'm 20 years old and I play Roblox. Sad. No, but anyways, but yeah, no. So let's get into, I guess, the meat and potatoes of the video. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be about self-help. So self-help isn't soft; it's strategic. So what do I mean by that? So real self-help isn't about making yourself feel good in the circumstance that you're in, making yourself chasing the adrenaline and dopamine. The adrenaline dopamine. I don't even know what that means. But it's about becoming harder to break. In the circumstances that you're facing, once you take accountability that it's not everybody else's fault. It's up to you. It's up to you to change your destiny. It's up to you to take action in whatever field you're going in. So yeah, there are three pillars that determine the quality of life more than anything else. One is going to be how to manage your money. So like if you spend fearlessly, I think that's how you say that. Then great, whatever. But if you don't have a plan, if you're not smart about the way that you use your money, it's all going to be you're doomed to fail, really. I mean, you're on a shaky foundation. You can't build anything off of nothing. So yeah, and number 2 is going to be how you treat your body. This also affects your mental clarity. I feel like a lot of people like me, I was hard-headed as a kid. I got beat. I got beat because that's the only way I could learn. I had a problem with authority. I always thought that I was right. I was a real prideful kid. And it's really bad because people still treat me like that kid because of the way they known me in my past. Um, but treating your body calms the mind in a way that you wouldn't be able to know. I can't describe it to you. You just have to, get out there, go to the gym, and do it. Really do it. Like I'm on a cut right now. I'm eating 1,800 calories. It sucks. It sucks. I feel like I'm dying. But I'm seeing great success, great achievements. I'm getting compliments. So I'm doing something right. Number 3 is going to be how clearly you think. This is about like becoming a creator and not a consumer. Being an entrepreneur and learning something, learning a skill, doing something to better yourself, and not being a reactive human who doesn't think logically in the event of a casualty. Like if you're smart, you have a savings, an emergency savings. Somebody that's reactive and thinks reactively doesn't have an emergency savings. Why is that? It's because, and this is crazy, but they would rather go spend that shit on Balenciagas and, things that are stupid. But when you think logically, when your head is clear, you know your goal, you're going to be more likely to follow it. You're going to be more likely to want, success in whatever you're doing. So yeah. And if any one of these collapses, these 3 pillars, managing your money, treating your body, and how clearly you think, the others will follow. I mean, you have to have all 3 in order to progress at the rate that you want to progress. Or else you're just going to end up failing and then learning the lesson and then keep failing because you didn't take time to think about how to, get better instead of thinking bad and having a negative mindset. I feel like having a positive mindset into anything that you go to, whether your circumstances are bad or good, is a win, and it ties back into being harder to break. If you're harder to break, you're going to be less likely to fold under anything that you're doing. And my game broke right here. Wait. Okay, we're back. But yeah, I mean, I think I've got the gist of this video down. I think I'm gonna explain, since this is my first video, why this channel is even here. So life is hard. You grow up and you get in your 20s and you realize that things aren't handed to you. You have to go find the opportunities. They don't just come. They don't just come easy. You go and you find the things that you're good at and you prosper. And I had to learn that. So this isn't like some motivation, slop that I'm just gonna be telling you like, oh my God, you just have to be hard, be obsessed, and think about winning all the time and to get it. No, I'm gonna actually try to break it down and help you the way that I know how to. This isn't a grind 24/7. You got to be hard to David Goggins thing. So yeah, that's why I'm here. And You know, this isn't pretend. Uh, Everything isn't easy. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have to, dig your head in the dirt and make those hard decisions. Sacrifice. Uh, so next week, what's today? Wednesday. Let's hope my next off day is Wednesday. Okay. See you guys later.